in this same interview with David Muir, Joe Biden was asked whether he would run for re-election and also whether he would run against a certain former president who has said that he does not like to talk about. Take a look.
I want to ask you about something I asked weeks before the election when we sat down. You said you would absolutely serve 8 years if elected. Do you plan to run for re-election?
Yes, but look, I'm a great respecter of fate. Fate has intervened in my life many, many times. If I'm in the health I'm in now, if I'm in good health, then in fact, I would run again.
And if that means a rematch against Donald Trump?
You're trying to tempt me now. Sure. Why would I not run against Donald Trump for the nominee? That'd increase the prospect of running.
That would increase the prospect of running. Okay, Joe Biden believes in fate, but also kind of cocky against Donald Trump. I did it once, could do it again. Can you though? Brett?
If he does it, he's gonna have to pass some voting rights legislation, buddy. I hate to break it to you because it's not just going up against that team you went up against last week and won. You have now allowed time for that other team to rewrite the rules of the game you're playing in the meantime. So if the difference in all those states, no matter how big your electoral victory was, if the difference between your loss and victory last time was a Secretary of State saying that Donald Trump's squad didn't cheat soon enough, you've given them 4 years to cheat very, very in a widespread manner, very meticulously, so people like Raffensperger don't say, well, sorry, you're against the rules. So it is an insane thing to think that he can just go back up against Donald Trump when you have that anti-incumbent bias during a pandemic and new rules of electoral politics and the electoral system in the states you barely won.
That is a really important point, the anti-incumbent bias during COVID. I mean, politicians the world over are not surviving this. And I think a lot of folks, including myself, think that Trump would have been reelected had it not been for the pandemic and had he not completely bungled it. And yes, he does have blood on his hands. I think it is interesting to hear Biden talk about fate. Like, look, I appreciate Joe Biden for being human. I don't always appreciate that coming from the Oval Office. I don't love to hear the idea of like, if Joe Biden loses or if he's too sick, that's fate. If we don't pass voting rights and I don't, amend the filibuster and change the rules, that's just fate. If like hundreds of thousands of black voters are purged from rolls, maybe that's just fate. Like, does not instill confidence, which is something that, once again, this president is not really good at doing.
For more political news, breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Damage Report. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.